Hey, it's Ryan from Ryan Fowler Photography. I'm back with part 5 of the Lightroom Logistics series. And this one I'm going to show you how to export your photos and what all the different options are and what they mean in export. So I've got my edited photo here, a nice mirror reflection. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and go File, and then I'm going to drop down here to Export. So this is my standard export that comes up with all my options set, so all I normally have to do is hit export. But what you can do is you can actually export to email, a hard drive, CD, DVD, and then these are a couple of plugins that I've got that I'll do tutorials on in the Lightroom Learning Center, and you'll be able to find them there. So this is just to iStock photo and to WordPress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hard drive. And that's where you can choose here. So usually what I'll do is I'll export to a specific folder somewhere that I exactly want them to go, and then I actually export onto an external hard drive so it doesn't fill up my hard drive space on my computer. So I've just got that set up as my photography photos, and then here I've got a whole bunch of recent export locations that I can automatically go to, or if I want a new location, all I do is just hit choose, and what that will do is that will bring up the regular file choosing option screen. But what you can do is, instead of going to choose, making a new folder in there, you can just put directly into a subfolder, type in what it is, so test, which I won't actually do because I don't really want to do that. Or you can add to a catalog. And if you've got an existing file, that's where this option comes in. So if you've got a duplicate, your numbers only go to 9,000. So you've got image 9,999, and you just use it as a file name. If you've got an existing file, here you can choose ask what to do. So Lightroom will come up and give you a few options of what you want to do, which will basically be these ones. So it's you can either choose a new name for the exported file, overwrite without warning, or skip. I always have ask what to do because then I can choose whether it's a re-export of the same photo, or if it's a duplicate, then I can go ahead and rename it to something different. So file naming, so that existing file problem usually comes up when you've got a file name from the image name, but here you can choose a whole bunch of different options: file name in a sequence, date, and then file name, custom name in a sequence, original file number, custom name X of Y, so 1 of 1 or 1 of 8 or something like that. So even if you didn't hit rename to, it would just come up as the image name as it was imported. And then here, if you're really picky about your extension, so .jpeg, you can choose lowercase or uppercase. Really, I couldn't care less if it was uppercase or lowercase, it does the same job. Video, that's pretty self-explanatory. Video format, so how you want it exported. Quality, because I'm not exporting photos, I don't usually use this option. But quality, it would just come up with 720p, 1080p, 480p, and so on and so forth. So here you've got file settings. So image format, you can choose how you want it, as an original, DNG, which is a raw file. So if you wanted to send a raw file to somebody for some strange reason, like the edited raw file, TIFF, PSD, so Photoshop document, or JPEG. I just export as JPEG, and then here you can choose your color space. So sRGB is my main one. When you do choose JPEG, so if I change that to PSD, it would change these bits of data as well. So I'll go back to JPEG, leave it on sRGB. I don't want to limit the file size, but quality, you can change it. So I always chuck it up to 100 to get the best quality output that I can. And here, image sizing. So you can resize it to fit a whole bunch of different options. So specific width and height, specific dimensions, long edge, short edge, megapixels, or percentage. Or you can just simply hit don't enlarge. So here I resize to fit megapixels, so 36, just so it boosts the quality, and then the resolution I put at 1200 pixels per inch. That's more of a print thing. For that reasoning behind it, I'll let you search away for that. I'll probably end up doing a tutorial on it. Output sharpening, if you do want to do any extra sharpening for any reason, for a screen, for matte paper, for glossy paper, and then amount low, standard, or high. They're pretty self-explanatory. And no, I'm not going to output sharpen. Here, I don't want to remove any location metadata or person info. Here you can include copyright only, copyright and contact info, all except camera and camera raw info, or all metadata. So I always do all metadata, and I untick remove person info and remove location info, because then that will write that information to the file. And then watermarking. Here I've got my watermark logo in the bottom right. That is where I export pretty much all of my files with the watermark there. And I do have a tutorial on that, so I will put a link to that just below this video, and you'll be able to check out a bit more in depth about how to watermark and all the options there. Then post-processing, you can show in Finder, open in Photoshop, open other, and export actions folder, which I really don't need. And then all you have to do is simply just click export, and that will export the image. What I'll do is I'll actually click that, and because it is a duplicate file, I'm just going to hit cancel with this one, but it will give you a few different options. So it comes up and recognizes that it's found a file with exactly the same name. If it's a duplicate image, you can hit overwrite, because you may have done a re-edit or something, or you can hit skip if you just want to completely skip that one. Cancel, well, that's pretty self-explanatory, and use unique names. So basically what it'll do is it'll take that image name and then put -2 after the end, just before the extension, and that's how that will export. So I hope you found this tutorial fairly helpful. Please click on to part 6, which is how to install a preset. Link to that will be in the top right of the video, and part 4, if you missed it, will be in the top left. And please make sure you do subscribe. At the bottom of this video, you'll see a big gold subscribe button, and also do like, comment as well. I'd love to know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.